Coming up on DITV, a historic landmark has caught fire after standing for over 1,000 years.
And later, the University of Iowa has selected its new Associate Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Stay tuned to see who got the role.
Is Jake Gervais NFL ready? We'll talk about his draft stock coming up in sports. This week, some warmer temperatures and spring storms will be coming through Iowa City. Stay tuned for more on weather.
All that more is coming up on this Tuesday morning edition of DITV.
Don't go anywhere. DITV starts right now. And thank you for tuning in. I'm John Chenoweth.
And I'm Sydney Zatz. We begin this morning with some international news. The only thing the world could do was watch as Notre Dame in Paris was consumed by flames. Firefighters were at work attempting to contain the flames, but 2/3 of the roof was destroyed, and one spire atop the historic landmark was leaning before it collapsed into the smoke below. The French Interior Ministry said 400 firefighters were dispatched and only one was seriously injured while battling the fire. President Trump broke the news at Tax Day Roundtable in Minnesota and explained the terrible scene.
That's a part of our growing up. It's a part of our culture. It's a part of our lives. That's a truly great cathedral. And I've been there and I've seen it, and there's no cathedral. I think I could say there's probably no cathedral in the world like it. It's a terrible scene.
The cause of the fire is still unknown, but the cathedral is surrounded by scaffolding and was undergoing renovations. Crews are currently working to salvage works of art from Notre Dame.
Now on to some local news. After months of interviews, a new Associate Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion has been announced. Tawan Wilson is replacing Interim Associate Vice President Melissa Shivers. He served as the Executive Director of Multicultural Programs at Missouri State University, and he recently served as an Associate Professor and Executive Director of Student Programs and Diversity at Medical University of South Carolina. Wilson will assume the position on June 28th after being approved by the State Board of Regents.
The Iowa Department of Public Health has confirmed its first case of measles since 2011 in the northeastern part of the state. The department did not clarify an exact location of the outbreak because it could potentially lead to the identification of the patient. But they did say there's no public health emergency, and health officials did say the person was not vaccinated and he had recently come back from Israel, where measles is currently spreading. Officials say that 90 measles cases have broken out over the United States in the last week.
Members of U.S. Congress and the Iowa legislature are at a political crossroads over how government should be dispensed to victims of Midwest flooding. They are also looking at crossroads on whether or not the flooding is caused by climate change. Iowa Senate Democrats proposed a $50 million plan to address flood damages 2 weeks ago, but Republicans wanted to wait for Reynolds to deliver more information until the legislature took action. Deliberations for aid and package at the federal level have gained limited traction, though.
John, it's been a pretty sunny day so far, but I heard that might change later on in the week. I don't know.
Yes, I did hear there might be some rain, which I'm kind of upset because I definitely did not pack an umbrella. So hopefully Maggie can give us some good news in the weather studio.
Sadly, guys, yes, there's going to be a little bit more rain this week, but into the weekend, there'll be a couple days of sunshine. This morning, there'll be a pleasant high of 72 degrees and partly cloudy skies, becoming more overcast as we move into the afternoon. There will be a low of 55 degrees with cloudy skies and early and thunderstorms moving into the area late in the evening. April showers will be continuing for the remainder of the week, so let's take a look at the extended forecast. On Wednesday, there will be scattered thunderstorms throughout the morning, continuing into the evening, with some of those storms having the potential to become severe. There will be a high of 72 degrees and a low of 51 degrees. Moving into Thursday, that rain is going to stick around with a 90% chance in the morning, and those showers continuing throughout the afternoon. Temperatures will decrease slightly with a high in the mid-50s and a low in the 40s. On Friday, we will again be seeing some rain showers in the morning with a high in the upper 50s and winds reaching up to 30 miles per hour at times. Into the evening, that rain should dissipate, giving way to partly cloudy skies with a low in the upper 30s. Moving into Saturday, we will be seeing sunny skies and a high in the upper 60s and a low in the upper 40s. On Sundays, temperatures will reach the lower 70s once again with partly cloudy skies throughout the day, and there will be a low in the 50s and potential for a few rain showers in the evening. Once again, we will be seeing quite a lot of rain moving through Iowa City this week, so make sure to be prepared for your walk to class and have that umbrella with you. Back to you, Sydney and John.
With the spring semester quickly flying by, UI seniors are busy finding jobs, but underclassmen are busy securing internships, which can be a great way to get work experience and potentially a nice paycheck. DITV News reporter Charles Rates tells us why these are important and what you can do to find one.
Many University of Iowa students feel the pressure to find work after graduation. This means preparing your resume to submit to employers. Internships are a great asset to any resume. They are an opportunity for college students to work in a specific field or with a particular business. Internships are not only a benefit to students getting experience in the work field, it is a trial period for businesses to see the interns fit in the company before offering someone a full-time position.
I'm more doing it to gain that real-world experience, as I feel like most people are. Yes, they pay well, but it's a good resume builder, especially being such a large company. It's a lot of real-world experience working through clients, working with stuff that relates to my major.
According to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, in 2018, the average conversion rate from intern to a full-time hire is 45.6%, and the average hourly wage for an intern was $18.73. Iowa students can get assistance finding internships through staff in their school department, as well as here in the Pomerantz Center. The Pomerantz Center has the experiential education team dedicated to helping students with questions about internships. To find more information on who to contact about internship searching or preparing for any internship, you can go to the Pomerantz Center website at careers.uiowa.edu. Reporting from the University of Iowa, this is Charlie Reeds, DITV News.
John, it's that time of year where NFL teams are looking for prospective players. I'm telling you, it's not going to be me.
No, that's right. I heard we have a fellow Hawkeye free safety who is up for the draft, though, and let's find out more about that in the sports studio.
Thanks, guys. We're only 9 days away from the NFL draft, and we're continuing our draft previews with Iowa defensive back Jake Gervais. Gervais is a free safety that has a lot of potential. He really shined during his senior season, leading the team in tackles and earning honorable All-Big Ten by the coaches and media. And because of last year, his draft stock is on the rise, and good numbers from Pro Day definitely helped.
I felt good. I guess I'll find out when I talk to Coach Doyle and get the times back, but I thought overall it went really well, and hopefully I hit a couple PRs. Really mentally wearing. I mean, you got to stay locked in and engaged throughout the whole day. There's 5, 6, 7 events that you're doing max effort, so you just got to make sure if you make a mistake, you flush it, but at the same time, have fun and enjoy the process. You only get one pro day, and today was, a lot of fun for me. I know the other guys, and I think we're ready to celebrate tonight.
Gervais and the team definitely have a lot to celebrate as we project that he'll get a shot with an NFL team. I think his best bet is a very late round pick, but if he doesn't get drafted, he'll definitely get an offer in free agency. Gervais is still in Iowa City training for the draft, while the football team is deep into the spring season, and a big question going into this year is what are the Hawks going to look like on special teams after losing 2-year starter Miguel Racinos at kicker. And the job will most likely fall to Keith Duncan, who had the starting job his freshman year but spent the last 2 seasons on the bench.
It's definitely a mental challenge. Coach Ferentz always talks about, what can you do to improve your position and how are you going to respond from negative events. And so that's what I'm basically trying to do. I'm trying to prove to the coaches that, I can be that guy, and so is Caleb. He's trying to do the same thing. So it's a very tight competition. So we're excited to see how it turns out.
Looking at the punting game, Colton Rastetter should be the clear starter next season, with a strong junior year under his belt last year. But this offseason, he's focusing on cleaning things up.
There's always room for improvement, and I mean, statistically, I wasn't as good as I was the year before, but I definitely was in better situations for situational punting game. And looking back like that, I mean, there's always room for improvement. And being an older guy, like Coach Ferentz always says, you got to improve, and there's always room for improvement, especially in the Big Ten and playing in an institution like this. So looking forward to it. A lot of preparation goes into it, so I took it upon myself this offseason, do a lot more film study, a lot more drop, a lot more contact with other people, like what works for them. And kind of like being in touch with Ryan. He's also a punter too, so it helps out in that way. So it's kind of like picking each other's brains, so it's definitely a lot more mental game to it.
We'll have more from the football team tomorrow as we'll hear from the wide receivers and quarterbacks. A few weeks ago, backup Hawkeye shooting guard Macy Daly announced that he was transferring, and Daly has officially made his decision to play basketball at Akron. This move gives the Ohio native a chance to play closer at home and to play more. Daly will have to sit out a year, but then will have a better chance to see the court, and we wish him nothing but the best. Today, the baseball team is hosting Northern Illinois. The game was originally supposed to be played at 6:05, but due to the expected weather, the first pitch will now be thrown at 4:05 at Dwayne Banks Field. And on Saturday, the rowing team hosted a double duel, and it was the first home rowing event in quite some time. DITV sports reporter John Rawson has more.
After what was essentially a 1,099-day road trip, the Hawkeye rowing team hosted their first event in over 3 years, and for the athletes, it was nice to actually be on their home turf.
It's really exciting. We have spent a lot of time on Lake McBride, so it's really exciting to get to be on a home course, and this is my first time ever racing here, so yeah, it was cool to know the lay of the land a little bit.
Since this opportunity was so rare, the Hawkeye fans staked some tents and made their presence felt.
It was great. They're pretty vocal, you know. Oftentimes in rowing, you're so far away from the shore, even when you're quite close to the shore, just the noise of the race and your opponent and the sounds from in the boat, you really can't hear very much. But these guys were so loud that I was out there, I could hear them over top of an outboard engine from a motorboat.
As an exclamation point on the Hawkeyes' homecoming, the first Varsity 8 squad captured not one, but 2 victories here at Lake McBride.
Yeah, the first race was really, really good. Super proud about how we executed the race. We went in with a game plan, and then during the race, Logan, our coxswain, she called the moves, and every single time we really felt the press on the legs, and we felt the effectiveness of the moves that we called.
The Hawkeyes' first Varsity 8 squad looks to take those wins and put them in the confidence bank. And while it may be another 1,000 days before Iowa hosts another rowing event, the homecoming was fun while it lasted. Reporting from Lake McBride in Solon, Iowa, John Rawson, DITV Sports.
With only a couple weeks left in the season, it was nice for the fans to get a chance to see a team rounding peak form, and it was even nicer that we sent John, who cannot swim, to cover this event. That's it for me in the sports studio, but if this wasn't enough Hawkeye sports for you today, tune in to ESPNU for All Hawkeyes Day, where for 24 hours the network will only broadcast Iowa games. Sounds like I know what I'll be doing today. Mackenzie and John, take it away.
Thank you for tuning in to this Tuesday morning edition of DITV.
Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news.
For DITV, I'm John Chenoweth.
And I'm Sydney Zatz. Have a great day, Iowa City.
DITV is celebrating their achievements from the 2019 Iowa Broadcast News Association Awards, being named the #1 college news station in Iowa. The IBNA has also recognized DITV with Best Sportscast featuring Lucy Rodin and Natalie Accapetti, Best Weather Coverage from DITV's Weather Team, a first-place finish in spot news coverage by Noah Gowdy, a second-place finish for an in-depth series by Bo Bowman, second and third place finishes for Best Newscast produced by Anthony Caligiuri and Becca Scadden. Feature reporting and political coverage by Sydney Zatz. Excellence in reporting, general reporting, and public affairs by Caitlin Cluck. And finally, excellence in anchoring featuring Anthony Caligiuri, Mackenzie Cooper, and Becca Scadden. We'd like to thank the University of Iowa community and viewers like you for your continued support of DITV.